Hello and welcome back to the daily edition of Into Vietnam, exclusively on VITV channel. In today's program, we look at the following stories. The Vietnam Asset Management Company is required to disclose information on non-performing loan purchase and sale since the beginning of June 2014. Foreign direct investment rises 6.7% on year in the first 2 months of this year. And domestic enterprises are suggested to focus on making full use of the GSP in the next 2 years. On February the 26th, the State Bank of Vietnam issued Circular No. 4 on statistical reporting, disclosure and information transparency on operations of the Vietnam Asset Management Company or VAMC. Accordingly, the VAMC has to disclose the following information: management policies, internal rules on buying and selling of non-performing loans, the procedures and methods for valuation and selling of debts and assets built by VAMC, audited report on annual operation results of VAMC, purchase of non-performing loans from credit institutions, sale of NPLs and collectors, other information as prescribed by laws and the State Bank of Vietnam. VAMC will send reports to Forecasting and Statistics Department when there are modifications to reported data or unusual fluctuation in the report. The VAMC must explain in writing at the request of the Forecasting and Statistics Department. The circular shall take effect from June 1st, 2014. Data from the General Statistics Office also showed that state budget revenues by the middle of February stood at 99.4 trillion dong, or 12.7% on year of the yearly plan, while the budget expenditure was 114.7 trillion dong, or 11.4% of the whole year plan. Of the total state revenues, domestic sources contributed 71.6 trillion dong, 13.3% of the plan, while that from crude oil contributed 10.6 trillion dong, or 12.4% of the yearly plan, while import and export companies paid 16.8 trillion dong for taxes, or 10.9% of the yearly plan. By mid-February, 114.7 trillion dong of state budget was disbursed, equal to 11.4% of the whole year plan, in which expenditure on development accounted for 15.2%, or 9.3% of the target, 15 trillion dong of which was for basic construction, or 9.5% of the plan. As of February the 15th, state budget deficit stood at 15.3 trillion dong, or 6.8% of the amount agreed by the National Assembly in 2014.
Looking over price volatility in recent Lunar New Year or Tet, it can be concluded that the market prices moved in a very different direction against the previous year. Purchasing power and buy and sell volume in traditional markets are low but higher at supermarkets. It is explained that many supermarkets have launched price stabilization program and listed sales prices, while prices will not change as suddenly as in traditional markets, making market prices stable during Tết.
Lẽ ra là cái giá năm nay nó cũng sẽ phải tăng theo cái quy luật của các năm. Nhưng tuy nhiên năm nay thì có cái điểm khác biệt, tức là năm nay thì cái giá trong cái đợt Tết cũng như là sau Tết thì cũng có tăng chứ không phải không tăng, nhưng không tăng không nhiều. Đấy, chủ yếu do là tình hình kinh tế còn tương đối khó khăn. Cái người tiêu dùng thì người ta cũng thắt chặt chi tiêu. Thế rồi số doanh nghiệp mà phải giải thể rồi tạm ngừng hoạt động hoặc hoạt động cầm chừng cũng còn khá nhiều trong cái tình hình khó khăn như thế. Thế cho nên là cái thu nhập của người lao động cũng không cao. Nói chung đấy, tôi nói một số đông đấy. Thế thành ra là tất cả cái điều đó nó ảnh hưởng đến sức mua của cái Tết năm nay.
The low increase of the CPI in the first 2 months is a positive sign for the 2014 CPI to be lower than the set target of 7%, fueling expectations for the CPI's constantly low growth for 3 years running. Thereby, it will create good conditions for commercial banks to promptly mobilize more deposits, improving liquidity as interest rates drop. It in turn will help businesses access bank loans, which shows how effective monetary policies combined with fiscal policies are.
Tôi nghĩ là chống lạm phát là rất tốt thôi. Khi anh chống độ lạm phát là ổn định sản xuất. Cái đầu vào chúng tôi không bị thay đổi nhiều thì tôi sẽ ổn định đầu ra. Và như thế cái sản xuất kinh doanh khi người ta đã ổn định cái đầu vào đầu ra thì đối với người sản xuất là rất nhàn nhất. Nên chúng tôi rất mong muốn rằng nếu chính sách chúng ta mà giữ độ ổn định, không để cái lạm phát tăng trưởng quá mạnh so với cái tăng trưởng thì đó là điều rất tốt cho các doanh nghiệp. Và thông qua đó thì đồng thời chúng ta sẽ ổn định được cả cái vấn đề là lãi suất ngân hàng, cả vấn đề tỷ giá.
Và tôi nghĩ là cái việc giảm lãi suất nó cũng sẽ được phải tiến hành đồng thời với những cái biện pháp để tiếp tục kiềm chế lạm phát, để duy trì lạm phát ở cái mức thấp. Và đấy là cái điều kiện rất là tiên quyết để hệ thống ngân hàng có thể tiếp tục hạ thấp được cái lãi suất cho vay. Điều quan trọng theo tôi không phải chỉ là vấn đề hạ lãi suất mà còn là vấn đề tạo các điều kiện thuận lợi cho các doanh nghiệp có thể tiếp cận được cái nguồn vốn ngân hàng với cái mức lãi suất thấp đó.
However, there are some points to be paid attention to when mentioning the low CPI. First of all, there is likely a repeat of what happened 2 years ago. There was a low growth rate of the CPI combined with signs of deflation from March to July. Although the annual set targets for the CPI is likely to achieve, it is more on a restrained strand than a control one. Inflation control must be harmonized, well-balanced, and focused on prioritized areas. Harmonized means there should be a closer combination between monetary policies and fiscal ones. Well-balanced means flows of credit needs to be managed to avoid sharp increases at the end of the year, having negative impacts on businesses such as bankruptcies, shutdowns, and operation reductions. The focus on prioritized areas should be accelerated more since economic growth targets this year is set higher than the previous year.
Năm 2014 ấy, thì có thể cao hơn là vì mấy lý do như này. Tức là có thể cao hơn năm 2013 một chút đấy. Thứ nhất ấy, là năm 2014 ấy, là kinh tế trong nước ấy, là có cái triển vọng cũng phát triển hơn. Chính phủ cũng đặt ra mục tiêu tăng trưởng năm 2014 cao hơn năm 2013. Năm tăng trưởng mà tăng cao ấy thì thường nó kéo theo là cái nhu cầu đầu tư tăng rồi nhu cầu tiêu dùng cũng tăng, và thường là do vậy tức là tổng cầu tiêu dùng và tổng cầu đầu tư đều tăng, và do vậy thì nó tạo sức ép lên giá cả. Đấy là kinh tế trong nước. Thế rồi chúng ta cũng thấy là năm 2013 bắt đầu cũng có dấu hiệu phục hồi, các doanh nghiệp, số doanh nghiệp thành lập cũng bắt đầu tăng lên. Như vậy là người lao động thu nhập cũng sẽ tăng lên, số người công ăn việc làm nhiều hơn rồi thu nhập tăng lên, và như thế thì nó cũng tạo sức mua nó cũng tăng lên, và sức mua tăng lên thì nó tạo cũng sức ép lên lạm phát.
Thus, economic growth in 2014 is expected to be higher than in 2013, owing to improvements in total demand, as well as the favorable conditions of the world economic environment. However, economic experts also warn, with the overall goal in 2014, which is to stabilize the macroeconomy, to regulate monetary policies cautiously, while businesses have still faced difficulties, bad debts are still high, great efforts are needed to achieve the economic growth target of 5.8%.
The General Statistics Office monthly report showed that foreign direct investment into Vietnam in the first 2 months of this year stood at $1.12 billion, increasing 6.7% from the same period last year. But new investment pledges dropped 19.3% to $831 million in the period. South Korea has the largest investment in Vietnam in the January-February period, followed by Singapore and Japan. Most of the funds went to the manufacturing and processing sector, followed by real estate. Foreign direct investment is an important source of foreign exchange for Vietnam to fund its trade deficit, which totaled an estimated $1.2 billion this month. Vietnam has projected it will attract between $11 billion to $12 billion in foreign direct investment disbursement this year, against an inflow of $11.5 billion last year. A representative from the Boeing Group said the aviation market in Southeast Asia is exploding, and Vietnam has potential for becoming the most competitive market in the region. The president of Boeing Southeast Asia, Ralph Boyce, said Vietnam's economy has turned the corner and is on the bright path to full economic recovery, as evidenced by its high GDP growth rate of more than 5% last year. Boeing is bullish on Vietnamese market and stands ready to fully support and back Vietnam Airlines to obtain its targets. Vietnam's demand for air travel achieved double-digit growth in 2013, creating opportunities for major aircraft manufacturers such as Boeing and Airbus. The International Air Transport Association predicted the Vietnamese aviation market will transport 34 to 36 million passengers and 850,000 to 930,000 tons of cargo by 2015, and 52 to 59 million passengers and 1.4 to 1.6 million tons of cargo by 2019. The Central Highland regions aim to achieve the average annual GDP growth of 7.9% from 2011-2015 period and 8.7% over 2016-2020 period. The target was set in the Region Development Plan for 2011-2020 period, recently approved by the Prime Minister. The development plan is consistent with the National Socio-Economic Development Strategy and fully taps into the region's strength for rapid and sustainable economic growth. It also specifically targets accelerating international integration as a key undergird to support economic growth, in addition to expanding cooperation with other localities and regions in the country. The plan also addresses the need for more effective growth model that harmonize the natural resources and the urban infrastructure of the region in an economical and effective manner. Specifically, the region aims to raise GDP per capita income from $24 million in 2015 to $46 million by 2020 and adjust the economic mix of agriculture, industry, services to 34.7%, 35%, and 30.3% by 2020. Hanoi has earned $11.7 billion in the first 2 months of 2014, jumping 14.7% on year. In February, the capital is estimated to see an export turnover of $801 million, representing 92.4% of last month's figure and 33.9% surge year-on-year. Most commodity groups have enjoyed growth in their exports, except for agricultural products, down 13.8%, and computer components and peripheral devices, down 29.9%. Manufacturing for export in Hanoi is reportedly accelerating, as businesses have won shipment contracts and regained production tempo after the long Lunar New Year holiday. As usual, the final part of the program is a summary of local securities market throughout the week. Well, that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching. For comments and feedbacks, you can reach us by email at intervietnam@vitv.vn or give us a call at 0422208288. Goodbye and see you later.